Hey everyone, it's Anthony at Stop the Killer.
Hey guys, it's Nate here at Stop the Killer.
We're here to talk about this.
There it
Here it
is.
is. This is the actual final packaging of the Silent Night, Deadly Night limited edition holiday ornament 40th anniversary collectible. Here's the front, here's the back, and it's what Nate's holding. It comes nicely packaged and protected in this bubble here on a backer card.
Love the packaging. Love the packaging.
It's great. You guys, this looks like, oh, that was easy. No, this was a lot of work to create. And Nate's holding the actual axe from the movie.
Yep. And this is, I'm telling you, I'm holding both. This is 100% an exact replica. And how did we achieve that, Anthony?
Well, Nate acquired the axe from another collector. Didn't tell me. He's like, I have something to show you. We zoomed and he shows me the axe and my jaw's on the ground because I know, Nate, I know you've been talking about, I have to own that one day. I have to own. I'm like, yeah, right. It's like chasing, it's like Ahab and the whale. Like, like,
Uh-huh.
how are you going to find that? And then you did. And then what did we do that night to verify its authenticity?
We talked to Robert Brian Wilson and Scott Schneid and Dennis Whitehead, and they were all like, "Oh my gosh, that's it. That's the
That's
act."
it. Right. And Robert was like, oh, that's amazing, And then after it was over, after all of that authentication, you got this axe a long time ago.
Mhm.
So you had this dream of like reuniting him with the axe one day,
Yep.
like at a convention and posing with it and all that. Well, then we got this idea to create an ornament, which is basically what this product is. This is the culmination of all kinds of designs. We weren't going to go with the stocking. The stocking was like a last idea. We were going to just put a hook on it and you could hang it on your tree. But then it's like, well, you won't be able to see it because it's brown and you won't see it on the tree. So let's put it on a little, maybe wood plaque or something that's painted like Ira's Toys because that's where Billy acquires the axe. He takes it off the holder in the store. So, like, well, it's got to be an Ira's Toys something. It wasn't until we thought of the stocking, we're like, oh, this is great. This is perfect. And so the stocking started thinner and it got wider. And then instead of ink, we had it embroidered. Right. This whole thing was like, I can't even begin to tell you how much work this was. But then we thought it'd be great if Nate would explain sort of the history of the axe on the back. And that's really interesting. And Nate, everything about acquiring the axe is there. And it's great. You just got to pick one up. I mean, we have a feeling they're going to sell out pretty quickly. So they're
Yes.
$40, guys. It's $40 after, and think about all the work we put into it. So yeah, so we can't wait. So go watch our other videos. You'll actually see Robert Brian Wilson reunited with the axe after 40 years. So that's what happened. Nate sends the axe to me, trusted, the postal service to get it to me. And I was standing by my door. I wasn't leaving all day. And then I took it to a local, one of the best scanning places in Burbank. And they scanned it. And I was so afraid to leave it there. And I was texting Nate. I'm like, your axe is no longer in my hands. I mean, it's precious.
Yeah.
It's also talk about like, it's not very stiff. Like it's actually bendy, right?
Yeah, it's very bendy. Like if you kind of move it, you can see it move around a little bit, like kind of
Yeah.
bends. And you were the one that pointed out to me that since you held the axe and kind of experienced it in person, upon rewatching the movie, you were able to pick out a lot of times when it's very clearly
Right at
pulled
the end, when
around.
he has the axe over Mother Superior, and it's like slow motion, you could see the axe like wiggling a little bit. And you don't really notice that, right? And
Mhm.
if you do, you're like, oh, it's just what it looks like, whatever. But you have to kind of hold it. And so when we gave it to Robert, the footage we used in the actual I guess trailer for that when you watch it there was a lot more. We talked about the movie and all of that stuff, and he said he remembered it being a little like wobbly, and we can show the end of the axe here.
Mhm.
It is damaged, and Robert talks about that, about how it started to get damaged at the end of the movie, and it's the first thing he noticed. It was like, wow, it's you could see it was getting damaged. So for the axe, we actually, and you can show Nate the little one, we actually fixed it. I mean, you don't want it to look like that. So we did have the 3D company just smooth it over because that's not what the axe looked like in the movie, all busted
Right.
like that. We wanted it to look, we wanted it to look like cool. But the original axe is a little damaged, and it's also getting a little weaker, he said. I think it's like it's still losing its stiffness.
Mhm.
So we filmed that, and then of course I boxed it all back up in a bigger box within a box and shipped it back. So there was that whole thing back and forth, and that's an expense shipping an item like that. And we had it scanned, and then the factory was like doing stockings. At one point, it looked too much like the stocking didn't look right. Anyway, we
Like a baby
finally
sock.
it looked like a really fat baby sock, and it was like it was light blue for some reason, which didn't help. So anyway, we finally got look. It's Iris Toys. It's the same logo. It's really great. You got to get this, guys. It's just such a fun item. And buy two. Put one on your tree and keep one like this so that you can display it. It's amazing. And while you are buying that, why don't you throw the board game into your cart as well? This is the
Uh,
Kickstarter version of the game. You'll actually get both expansions. If you buy this anywhere else, and right now I don't think maybe it's in a store or two. There's only a handful of these around. They don't come with the expansions. So if you buy it from us, you'll get the expansions. So pre-sales for this begin on Wednesday, November 6th, and just throw it into your cart. It's very light. It will be shipped nicely packaged, and you can put it on your tree. And it's so fun. You know what I didn't think was going to be so fun? You can like take the axe out at any time. Like if we had mounted it on a plaque and it was like fixed there, but the fun of it is doing what Nate's doing. It's like
yep.
you get to take it out.
I do this like anytime I'm holding it, I'm just sitting there like looking at it, putting it back in. I love it.
I love it too. It just came out so perfect and it's so well made. I mean, you saw the axe that Nate was holding. The colors are remarkably matched. I
Yep.
mean, seriously, and it's not the coloring on the poster. The poster has a shiny silver blade, but this is the axe. We wanted to bring that exactly the axe to you. So I don't know, you can chase your cat around with it or whatever, and then put it back in the holder. It's so fun. It's so fun. All right, guys, that's it. Here it is one more time. Pick it up Wednesday, November 6th. Just throw it into your cart. We only have a limited supply, so we hope you enjoy it. All right,
Uh,
thanks.